My name is Harold Mintz, and I'm a kidney donor. I can tell you for me, it was a series of events that happened. The first domino that fell for me was my father passing at a very early age. And I remember at the time thinking, he wasn't even sick for that long. By the time he found out he was sick and the time he passed, it was about 5 weeks. I ended up giving blood when I was in high school because a cheerleader was giving out cupcakes. That bumped into seeing a movie on an airplane about organ donation. Bumped into me meeting a couple trying to save their daughter. They had set up a table in a mall, and they were trying to get people to come by their church that weekend and give a little bit of blood to see if you're a bone marrow match. All these different little things at the time didn't mean anything. And it wasn't until, the scales, enough of those stories weighed on me till I went, oh. And I picked up the phone and I called this phone number and I said, hey, I'm just curious, how do you donate a kidney? I'm actually thinking about donating now. And they said, oh, we're sorry, we must have misunderstood. Is it for a family member or a friend? And I said, well, it's actually none of the above. I'm actually curious to find out if it's possible to give to somebody, whoever needs it the most. This group calls and said, hey, are you the guy who wanted to give his kidney to a stranger? Hey, I didn't say I want to do it. I said I had questions about it. And that led to me coming in, asking questions, which led to getting answers that didn't freak me out, which led to me saying, okay, 3 months after surgery, and my surgery was successful. I have 0 scars. I have no medications I have to eat. For me, it was great. The recipient I heard was doing fine, but I don't know if it was man, woman, child, black, white, Asian. Altruistic, you give this way, you give to whoever needs it the most. But 3 months after surgery, they set up a meeting. If both the donor and the recipient agree to meet, they'll put you together. We both agreed. Before surgery, was I nervous? Not a bit. Before meeting my recipient, yeah, I was peeing in my pants. I was freaking out a little bit. What happens if I don't look like they expect me to look like? It would screw this whole fairy tale of a story up. But there we were. I was walking down the hall with my wife, my child, my mom, and these doors open up in this conference room, and all of a sudden the TV cameras are whirring, and there's newspaper reporters there. Flash bulbs are popping just like in the movies. And then all of a sudden in the middle of the room I see this tiny little woman with a bouquet of flowers, and I know that's got to be the lady who got my kidney, and we met each other, we hugged, and we spent hours that day trying to figure out, how did we get in this room together? How did our lives intersect? And you couldn't find 2 more opposite people if you tried. Tall, white, Jewish, talkative, tiny, black, Ethiopian, seriously Christian. I mean, opposite in every possible way. And yet my kidney's inside of her, and now we're about as close to family as family can be. Not a day goes by where I don't think about what I did. Not for ego reasons, but it puts things in perspective pretty easily and quickly for me. I couldn't help my dad's passing. He died from something technology just didn't know how to fix. Medicine couldn't fix him. But today, people are dying. While you're watching this, there's 20 people that are going to die in the United States today because they don't have enough parts on the shelf. Not because they don't know how to fix them, because they don't have enough parts on the shelf. Well, you can get them from cadavers, or people can raise their hand and say, please, I have an extra. Give this to whoever needs it the most. Recently, a friend introduced me to Chris Breed. She said, you need to meet this guy. He's a kidney recipient. When I learned that Chris was starting something called Breed Life, I knew I wanted to be involved. He's actually trying to raise funds to remove any impediments for people to become altruistic organ donors. Because when I gave, I didn't have to, my work gave me time off. I was giving in the same city the recipient was. There was very little expense. But that might be an aberration. There's a lot of people out there who are traveling across state lines, bringing family members or loved ones with them to help take care of them for a little while. And that all costs money. So that's an easy one. How much money do you need? I'll do what I can to help. We should be trying to help each other. And by helping Breed Life, you're helping your family. It's a good thing.